Hello, hello, hello. My name is Dominic Berry, and I'm not speaking about Mortal Kombat as I usually do. I'm going to speak about Astro Bot on the PS5. I am in the north of England where it's very cold, but I'm not even wearing my usual warm, fluffy dressing gown. Nah. I'm going to speak about a game which I have platinum trophied, and that surprised me when Astro Bot was announced. I'd completed Astro's Playroom on the PS5 that if you've not played, I really recommend. But I thought two questions, which I've got answers for today. I thought, is this game actually going to be too hard for me? Or, on the other side thing, is it going to be too babyish for me? Is it going to be too difficult for me? Or is it going to be too babyish for me? Now, I'm going to aim to answer both questions here. The babyish one I'll answer first because look at the graphics. Look at the graphics, yeah? It is arguably something that's going to be for little kids, because some things are, aren't they? Like, I grew up in the age of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. That was what I watched, like Thundercats. Some of these episodes don't stand up for adult viewing. They are made for little kids, and that's all right. There's other stuff like Batman, the animated series, that I'd argue has got stuff on different levels. Like, there's the action that maybe really young ones are going to be into, and then plot and story that is going to be a little bit more grown up. And I think that Astro Bot has got a lot for adults. A lot for adults. I think that the difficulty is just right. If you want to play with your little kids, like you've got children, then absolutely the story can be 100% completed on a moderate difficulty. I really do think it's not that challenging, apart from the bonus levels, and they're completely optional. They are hard as nails. So if you want to have something that's really difficult, really quite grown up, it's not just a little kids game. Not at all. So is it just for little kids? No. But what do I mean when I say, is it going to be too hard? I think that as a 45-year-old man, I grew up in the era of the the Mega Drive, of the SNES, and 2D platformers. The PS1 was many years ahead, and that's when 3D graphics really came into their own. Now, I found Mario 64 too difficult. I did. Depth perception. Look at this. You're walking around and you need to jump. Can you work out where to land? Because when I started playing Crash Bandicoot or Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck, I absolutely could not. I had no idea how to get depth perception. And earlier this year, I started dating a man who's a few years older than me, and he'd not played video games since he was a kid. And I showed him Sonic Chaos on the Game Gear, because the levels on this, cakewalk. So easy. Special stages less so, but I got him being Tails the Fox, where you can fly. First game in the series where you could fly as Tails, by the way. Underrated game. He loved this. But then I showed him, after he played and loved this, I showed him a 3D platformer. It was an Astro Bot. I'm trying to remember what it was I showed him, but he couldn't get the depth perception. He kept dying frustrating deaths from falling down holes, and it took me back to when Crash Bandicoot first came out and how I felt then. And I think that people who are just that little bit younger than me, who grew up in the 32-bit era, they were kids when this was being introduced, and I do think there's an age cutoff between people who just, this was their childhood, and people like me who just find it a bit difficult. Well, the level of platforming for a 3D platformer, and you can see how 3D it is, really very much so, I can do it. I've platinum trophied it. Even the difficult levels, even the secret final proper hard as nails level. It did take me 100 million tries, but I did it. Astrobot has won 2024 Game of the Year, and well earned. If you're thinking, is it too simple for my kids? Nah, it isn't. If you're thinking, am I going to find it too babyish, or am I going to find it too difficult? Nah. I think this game, with its creativity, its charm, its short levels, its relentless, inventive joy, I cannot recommend this game highly enough. I do keep a list of all my favourite games. I do, and Astrobot is very much in the top 20. So I'm making this video when it's coming up for Christmas. I really recommend you do yourself a favour. This game is worth all the hype. Look, I've got a Tekken 8 update there. That's another game I very much recommend. Anyway, I've been Dominic Berry. I just wanted to make a little video that was about something a little bit different to what I've usually done. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. And if you have not checked out Astrobot, I would argue this is a game with something for everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Give this video a like if you've enjoyed it. And I'll be back to talking about my usual fighting game malarkey very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Keep warm.